Hey Budget fam, it's Jordan from Jordan Budgets. Today we are doing another quick grocery haul and meal prep for the week. We do have a half gallon of milk. We don't usually make it through a whole gallon of milk before it expires. So it seems like the sensible thing to do. I did get these super coffees, thought I would try them out, not crazy about them, so I won't be getting them again. We have a bag of potatoes, lettuce, cucumbers. We have a couple bags of berries there, and then a bag of gala apples. My kids have been loving apples lately, so we've been getting those weekly. We have 6 bananas, 2 containers of oatmeal cream pies. My kids love those as like a guilty pleasure snack, and I'm okay with it. We have 3 soaps that need to go in the bathrooms and the kitchen. Carrots, we have one container of bread this week, 1 loaf. We have Doritos, breakfast bars, we have Reese's, and then we have these Krabby Patties. These are going into lunch boxes. These are not going to be open for whenever, so those should last for a good month or so. Then I have a couple of different sugar alternatives, some Tennesse Pride sausages, and some blow pop suckers. All of those things at the end there have been like the splurges and the expensive items for this week. We did get 6 more waters or 7 more waters because at the time that I shopped for this, there was a hurricane out there and I didn't know where it was going to go. You just kind of can't trust those things. So here I am putting things in our air quote pantry, if you will, and I'm grabbing the couple boxes off of the top because that's where I hide extra candies and that's where I hide candies that go in lunch boxes. And then over in the other container, there's a couple things of chips that we would normally put in lunch boxes, but because there's only a couple of them, I thought I'd go ahead and put them in the regular snack spot for the kids. This is my kids' snack spot. It's pretty open and go whenever they want stuff from it. I will say at ages 6 and 8, they kind of know when dinner time is and when they are just allowed to grab whatever. And as for the candy, they typically ask for that before they just grab it, unless friends are over. If friends are over, they know it. Candy is just like at any time. And I'm adding those few containers of chips that were left. Okay. I'm going to start off by saying, yes, I know my shirts are very wrinkly. I did not know that at the time, but in the process of editing this, I've realized it. Also, if you're a vegan or vegetarian, please go ahead and click out of this video now. I hope that you will stick around for the cash stuffings we do on this channel, but my meal preps won't be for you. To be completely honest, I usually do most of my meat prep on my weekly meal prep day. Then I don't have to prep it like every single day, every single morning, because I feel like meats are the thing that I dread doing the most. So I try to bulk cook them when I can. So those breakfast sausages that we bought, I'm going ahead and putting those on the plate back there, and those are going to be cooking throughout this video. I like to cook all of those at one time. I freeze them and then they pull out of the bag, like they separate very easily. So I can pull out 1, 2, or 3 of them, nuke them in the microwave for a second, and then breakfast is, pretty much done because the meat, again, is the most annoying part. I did prep some hamburger meat back there too. So we are doing 2 pounds of taco seasoning hamburger meat, and 1 pound we are doing for shepherd's pie. So our taco meat is going to go towards a taco soup. It's also going to go towards just like nacho meat. The shepherd's pie meat, of course, is going to go towards shepherd's pie. So those are the things we're going to be working on today. I tried to slow down the video this time so that I can slow down my talking a little bit, but it looks like I still went a little too fast. So for my meat prep, I always put Tony Chachere's and salt on like literally everything. That is my starting point for meats that I'm cooking. I will say the sausages are already very salty. Do not put anything on those or you will ruin it. Lesson learned the hard way for me. I'm also prepping some onions and some garlic because that is going to go in all of the meat. I don't know if I show you guys in this video, but it goes in there. I just don't think I got a clip of it. There's me dropping the garlic on the floor. Also, this is a hack I saw off TikTok and my life has been changed forever. You put a piece of tinfoil in the drain, it kind of creates a little bowl. And then whenever you are getting rid of the grease in your pans, you can just let it sit there. It will harden and then you can easily throw it away. How genius is that? I just started doing that like this last month, and it's been a game changer, not gonna lie. So we are prepping some potatoes. We're gonna prep some potatoes for our shepherd's pie. These are potatoes that needed to get used. They're not the new bag from this week, so I'm going ahead and using those up. They're getting a little bit soft, and so I don't want to use them, for like a baked potato. So we're gonna go ahead and throw them in this shepherd's pie. I will say with this small kitchen, the struggle bus of my life in here has been finding and fitting all of my pots and pans. So you see me right now like on a major hunt for something. I don't know. What am I after? Oh, okay. So a pot for the potatoes. I don't know. I couldn't find it for some reason. Let's also not judge my cutting board. I know it's missing its handle. It's had a hard life. It's been with me for a good 5 years. So I don't know, let's not judge it, okay? If you guys are liking these meal prep style videos, please go ahead and like the video and give it a thumbs up. That will let me know that you guys are enjoying it. I know it's new for my channel. We will get a little bit better at the angles and things the more we do this, right? Okay, so the sausages are done. Now we are finishing some meat prep here. Also trying to figure out what burner I want to use. So for the meat, again, because we are doing taco soup and we're doing nachos, we have 2 pounds over there and we're just adding a little bit of water and some taco seasoning. It's got to be McCormick brand, guys. I don't know why taco seasoning, specifically the McCormick brand, is just 1,000 times better. So that's all we need for the taco soup mix. For the shepherd's pie meat mix, we need a bouillon cube. That's the only thing I put in so far, and a little bit of water. I'm getting the potatoes started as well and just mixing up some of that taco seasoning. Once it mixes with the water and it boils for a little bit, it's gonna thicken up just the slightest. I don't know if I've mentioned though, I tend to mostly eat gluten-free, so I don't add any kind of like thickeners or anything. So for the shepherd's pie, I'm adding a little bit of ketchup and Worcestershire sauce. Am I saying Worcestershire sauce right? I feel like it's a word that if you say it fast enough, you don't even have to get it right. It's just Worcestershire sauce, right? That's what I usually do. So mix that meat up, get the potatoes going because we're going to let those potatoes boil and turn into mashed potatoes. I was asked last week too about how long it takes me to meal prep. My target is about 1 hour. It's realistically taken me about an hour and a half to do these meal preps, and that is okay. Apparently I needed more ketchup. I am loosely following a recipe, which is what I tend to do. So I will link the recipes down below. I tend to just check the highlights because I know what kind of seasonings I like. I don't follow it exactly. So I'll link recipes below in case you want to follow an exact or like a for real recipe. So the sausages are now done. Now I'm getting out the veggies that are going to go in the shepherd's pie. This is something with shepherd's pie, you literally just put whatever veggies you like in it. I, this time, am doing 1 bag of sweet peas and then a bag of mixed veggies because that's what needed to get used up. And I'm just gonna let those heat up back there, let them soften just a little bit, but mostly I'm just trying to get them like, get them unfrozen because it's all going to get frozen again. This is meal prep for like the long haul. I'm not going to be eating all of this right away. So really I'm just trying to loosen things up a little bit back there. Also trying to find all my containers. If you want links to the containers, let me know. So for the shepherd's pie, I'm going to use those 2 containers with the red lids. And then for the taco soup, we're going to put it in that blue container. The nacho meat, we're going to put it in that smaller container that has a divide in the middle. It's going to portion out basically 4 servings of nacho meat. Right now, I'm getting out all of the beans that we need for taco soup. I love taco soup because it is just so cheap. It is something that I eat for lunch constantly because it is 5 cans of beans or even 6 cans if I really want to stretch the meat a little bit longer. It is a can of chicken broth, and then it is just like 1 pound of meat, or you could even get away with a little bit less meat. If you like corn, that's the only thing I would add to this that I am not adding. I'm only not adding it because sometimes corn breaks out my face and kind of like I have kind of a reaction to it. So I do eat corn. You'll see there's a little bit in the shepherd's pie, but if I can get away from just like straight adding it on purpose, I tend to do that. But I will say the recipe is better with corn. If you like corn, add a can or 2 of corn as well. Total, I will say with the 5 cans of beans, 1 pound of hamburger meat, there's going to be about 10 to 12 servings of taco soup there. And then I'm digging out about 1 pound of the nacho meat. So that nacho meat is going to be enough for me and one of my sons to eat twice. So it's basically 4 servings. My youngest son is there looking for a yogurt drink and he didn't remember where it was. I do voiceovers on this style of video because my kids are right next to me chatting the entire time we're doing this video. if you guys are curious. It would be impossible for me to chat with you guys at the same time while doing this. So as you can see here, our shepherd's pie meat is done, our potatoes are ready to be mashed, our taco soup is done, and then our vegetables in the background are ready there as well. So taco soup is completely done, ready to freeze it and put some in the fridge. Coffee break, I love that cup from Amazon. If you guys want that link below, I can do that as well. Literally, guys, I get everything off of Amazon. Am I the only one that leaves butter out? Do you guys do this? So I like to leave butter out in a little container so it's nice and melted and ready to go if I need it for something like this. So I put a lot of butter in my mashed potatoes. I put a bit of salt and pepper, and then I put some milk and I give it a good mash. I used to have an electric potato masher, but something about the hand masher is, I don't know, it's just what I like right now. Maybe I will get a hand mixer. Again, I felt like I never pulled out the hand mixer though, which is like creating clutter. And I have a small kitchen, so I try not to have literally every single appliance. So I am just dividing out that shepherd's pie meat mix. So each little container gets about 1/2 of a pound of meat and the sauce in it. And then each container is also going to get about 1 bag of veggies, if you want to look at it that way, because we do have 2 bags of vegetables. And the bags that I use are like the 88 cents Walmart brand. I'm just dividing out that veggie mix now, and then we're gonna put the potatoes on top. And whenever you put the potatoes on top, let me go ahead and rant for a second. You want to mash it out all the way around the sides, because the meat sauce or meat mixture is going to want to bubble at the bottom, and you don't want it kind of like bubbling out when you actually cook it. We're not going to put it in the oven before we freeze it. I am freezing one, and then I'm going to be cooking the other soon. So one's going in the fridge, one is going in the freezer, but after it's out of the freezer, or like when you're ready to eat it, that's whenever you want to put it in the oven. At this point though, it is done and it is prepped. So we have 2 shepherd's pies there. I will say that's about 8 serving sizes, at least for my family. Everybody eats differently, so I always hate to do like serving sizes. But for me and my family, that's about 8 servings of shepherd's pie. And then for the taco soup, that's gonna be about 8 to 10 servings too, depending on if it's all me eating it or if it's me and my 8-year-old, like, you know. But this handy dandy little soup savers, I think is what it's called. I'll link it. I honestly don't remember. It's very cool though, because it's silicone, and so you freeze it like that, it will freeze into a block, and then you can pop it out because that's very bendable and movey, and then you can store more. Like you could pop it into a freezer bag or something. I tend to just leave it in there, but we'll see. Maybe I'll start using freezer bags. The rest of that taco soup is going into the fridge for me. That is why it's just all mixed together, because I know I'm going to be eating on that over the next few days. So we're going to set that to the side, and we finish the sausages. We finish the meat that we are going to be mixing in with taco soup. I love prepping meat on my meal prep day because I know that's the thing I dread the most during the week. So that's almost it for this meal prep. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with me. Let me know if you like it. Last thing is I did go ahead and cook one of those shepherd's pies. This is what it's going to look. You see the edges are a little bit crusted. I like to put cheese on top of it right before I serve it. I also put hot sauce on my individual serving. That's just what I like. And that's it for this meal prep. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you again tomorrow for a cash stuffing. Bye-bye.